Hello, everyone. I have with me Miss Shreya Singh. She was a Google Women Techmaker Scholar of 2018 and a GHCI 18 student scholar. So she will be there with us for the next 30 minutes to share her experiences at both the scholarship venues. Hello, Shreya.
Hi, Mridula.
Hello. It would be really nice if you could introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yes, surely. I'm Shreya Singh. I'm a student of National Institute of Technology, Patna, and I'm in my final year currently. Uh, my research interests are in the field of machine learning and deep learning. And for over a year now, I've been working on it. And I also identify myself as a competitive programmer. And this year, I got accepted to two very prestigious scholarships. One was the Google Women Tech Makers Scholarship for the APAC region, and the second was the Grace Hopper Conference Scholarship for the students. So that's my introduction.
Okay. So this the first time you're applying for the Women Techmaker scholarship?
Yes. I got to know about both these scholarships this year itself in the summer break, and I was just in time to apply for both of them.
Okay. How was your experience while applying? Like there are lots of essay questions. How did you approach those questions?
Yeah. Uh, for me, this was like completely new. I had not been a part of such initiatives before. So, whatever I did, I was doing on what I felt. And the answers to the questions were purely based on my thinking. I could not get it like reviewed by previous scholars because in our college there were no scholars before me. So I wrote it was about technology and what I wanted to do later, what I have done, and what are the problems I face. So those are the things I could relate to on the personal level. So they were genuine, and that's why I could write for it in a good way.
Okay, sounds good. After the I think after the this application form procedure, you have a telephone interview with a Googler.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
can you brief about that experience?
Yeah. So it was like around 45 minutes to 1 hour long telephonic interview. And it was, my interviewer was a female. She was a Google engineer and she was really friendly. So it was convenient for me to have a conversation with her about what I felt about technology and what would I do if I got this scholarship. And these were the kind of questions she was asking. And then about the community work I had done and how do I think organizations can help women more. So these are the kind of questions that she asked, and uh, for this also I had not like done full preparation for, but it was something that I had been experiencing for the past 4 years. So I was genuine and I gave it what I could, and it all went well.
Great. So, when she asked about the community part, what did you give to the community? What did you contribute to the community? What was your answer? Like, what are you doing to the community?
Okay. So, like this year, among the scholars, what I saw that some of them had a really good community background, and some of them had really good academic background and a bit of community work. And I think I belong to the latter category because, like, I had a good academic profile and a bit of community work here and there. Like in my first year, I taught children of standard fourth. Where there's an initiative Sankalp in our college where we teach children living nearby. We contact their parents and they send their children for study. Those are children studying in the government schools. So for over a year, I taught there. And then in my final year, after I was done with like in the final year, the academic load is not so much. So I again joined, we actually established the coding club in our college, and I was among the few, or I would say I was the only female member in the team who was in the teaching domain. So I taught my juniors for like the past 6 months. So these were the community work I had done.
Yeah, nice. Then after that, What happened at the tech makers when you when you went? I think it was Singapore. So when you
Yeah.
went there, what was the procedure, scholarship package, and all?
Yeah, so I distinctly remember the result. I got to know about it on the 18th of September at night. At 8 o'clock around, I got the result. The organizer called me herself, and then immediately a mail followed. So that time my mid semester exams are going on, and then suddenly like a lot of work started. I had to like apply for visa and everything. They were taking care of the flights, everything in fact, but like the visa part we had to do it on our own. So like it was my first trip abroad, so a lot of work followed. Like I called so many people from my family that how do I get a visa as soon as possible, because the retreat was from 10 to 14, and since Patna is like not there were not direct flights, so like I had to leave at ninth only. So like the visa procedure followed, and then I left on ninth from here, and I went to Delhi, and from there to Singapore. And it was all very surreal because like it was my first solo trip, and then the first trip abroad also. And then when I went there, then I for the first time I saw Google Office, and Google offices are amazing. And they like treat you and they perk you all the time. Every day we went, like they would give new goodies, and there were some really fascinating keynote speeches by like women who were doing really well. There were people with a lot of experience, and they came to talk about the work they were doing at Google. And then there was workshop also on Android, and a code and about code jam. They told us about their programs like code jam. And we had a lot of and they also showed us a mock interview of how they expect us to like behave in the interview they conduct. So that was a very informative 3 days, and they also took care of the fun part of it. They organized a scavenger hunt for us across the streets of Singapore, and then there were some puzzles and games in the middle here and there.
So sounds like a lot of fun also.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So I during this tech makers time only, I think the GHCI students scholar form was also open for applying. How did you manage both?
Actually, I first applied for JHCI because I got to know about it first. It was the last date to apply was 30th of June for the student scholars. So I applied for that, and after that, I got to know because these were like Anita Borg inspired. So I got to know about both of them simultaneously, and then I applied for this uh, after that Google Women Tech Makers. But the result like came first. Yeah, actually, the day I had my interview for this, that was the day I got the result for GHCI also. And I think both of them are for the similar cause, so I got through both. That's the reason.
So how was your experience at GHCI? Why would you suggest a woman to attend GHCI?
GHCI was very inspirational because we here met women from several domains, not just a single company, Google. We met women from all uh, domains and all various companies. So, like when I was having lunch, if I went and talked to somebody, that person would have like 18 to 25 years of experience in their company. So, and then there were some really good mentoring sessions there, like speed mentoring session. And then I was lucky enough to get invited to a Microsoft networking session, and there was a dinner hosted by Google also. So I was lucky enough to go there, and there were a lot of interactions with the people in from these tech giants. And I got to know what is going on there, how they got through, how they entered into the company. And if career wise also, GHCI was very fulfilling because I got interview calls from a few companies, and if someone is actively looking for internships and job opportunities, they can bag one.
So are you planning to continue to a full-time opportunity or continue your studies?
Now I'm going for a job. A job. I had taken up. I had got a placement during my campus recruitment, so I'll be joining a company right now.
So where are you placed?
I'm placed in Sabre Corporation. It is an airlines company. It is based in Bangalore. in Bangalore. So I'll be joining that after my college finishes.
Okay. So you are also a research assistant as per the LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the like? What is a research assistant? What does she do?
Okay. So, my first hand experience at research was when I applied for a research internship in after my second year. During the summer break, I went to IIT Patna and I did internship under a professor. And that work got accepted in IEEE. So I had a paper from there. But then the full research experience I got in my own college. We have minor projects, so I entered the world of machine learning because it was in the trend, and slowly I started enjoying working on machine learning. So I work on the speech part of it. I work on emotion recognition from speech signal, and for a year now I've been working on it. And so that's how I got into it, and I learned machine learning by doing like the practical experiments only.
How do you think that projects have become an important part of an engineer student? Like getting placed or getting recognized, your projects play an important role.
Yes, yes, they play a very important role. Usually, one interview is fully based on the projects. One interview is purely technical, and then one is purely based on projects. And projects in which you have worked genuinely, they do reflect when you speak about it to someone, and they see that and they recognize that. And machine learning is something which is new, and the companies are also wanting to get into it like actively. So they recognized my work in these domains. So they played a very important part. And my
Okay.
habit was that I always utilized my breaks doing some project or the other, and in the end that built up a really good CV, and it helped in the CV shortlisting round also.
Okay. During applying for these scholarships, also CV is an important part. What at all came into your mind while you were constructing your own CV? What you should put, what you should not put. It should be small, single page, double page, etc.
Yeah. While I was applying, I had like 1.5 page long CV. I didn't. One page CV is better, but then that time I had 1.5 page long, and then I wanted to highlight my academic strengths because that was something I was good at throughout, like from my 10th marks, 12th marks, and then the college CGPA was good. So I highlighted that, and apart from that, I did two internships: one research internship and one intern internship at a startup. So I wrote about those, and I also had a research paper while I was applying. So those things contributed to a good CV, I suppose.
Okay. So you told me you like competitive coding.
Yeah.
It is a part of computer science that most of the girls do not participate in.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how did you start indulging in competitive coding?
Yeah, so in my second year, like the seniors started teaching, the seniors who were good at it, they were all male, but they started teaching us about competitive coding. And I started doing it that time during October, November in my second year. And I did it. And a lot of girls started with me, but then they somehow lost the motivation or something. They did not continue for a long time. I did it. I usually it was difficult for me because for boys it's like easy. They can make a phone call and discuss about the problems, but then I had no one. But yeah, I was like I had a lot of time back then, and I kept doing contests here and there. So my motivation was there that I had to do competitive programming, and slowly, like initially I was not good at it, but slowly I started doing good in the contests on CodeChef and HackerRank other platforms. And then I think by the time I reached fourth year, my competitive programming became decent enough so that I could crack the coding rounds of the placement rounds. And I would say not a lot of girls did it, and they did face problem in the fourth year. So it is better that we should do it also from a second year itself. And when I was looking for motivation in my seniors, there were a lot of female seniors who did active competitive coding. So I have, in my fourth year, I did put myself out there, and I also taught students in the coding club so that they can have a motivation if they look for.
Are there any challenges that you faced when you came into the technology field as a woman?
I've not faced very major challenges because I've faced biases. Like initially, they were not sure that I be able to do the work or not. But then usually I proved myself, and they started taking me seriously. So they're not many like visible challenges. But yeah, like this last semester, after my last semester, I did my internship at a startup, and there I was the only woman. So it did take me time, like about a month to like open up to them and casually talk to them about things. So these are the kind of problems I faced. And my progress was slower even in the competitive programming world because I was not having people I could discuss the things with actively.
Okay. So, as a winding note, what do you want to tell to your fellow women so that they also get inspired and achieve something like you and reach greater heights?
Yeah. I think it is important to take risks because that is something that takes us from ordinary to extraordinary, and we should explore a lot of new domains. It is we are students; we can do a new field every break. I usually utilize my holidays really well, and I learn new technologies and whatever I wanted to get into. I started out with web development, then I got into competitive coding. Right now, I'm doing machine learning. So I got to learn about various things. So it's important not to waste time here and there and learn, take up online courses and learn something continuously. And they do reflect in the end on your CV as well as in the way you talk and present yourself.
It was really nice talking to you, Shreya. Thank you for sparing some time for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.